Hello.
Hello.
Hey tribe, so we're doing a collab video today because we are honestly a little bit lazy to work on our own today.
It's a bit bright too, so my eyes are like.
And we both, I think, haven't done a topic like this, at least me, for a long time.
Well, I haven't done one like this since London, and this is kind of similar. We used to do this.
Yeah, we used to do collabs like that in London. So yeah, today we are looking at why is this person in your life. I bet all piles will be different, so we never know what to expect. We're not gonna show you anything on camera picking stuff up. I'm just gonna include a picture. I do have a setup over here with Joey, and choose yours, use your intuition with your eyes.
And as well, I just want to say maybe some people might resonate with different, but it also might tie in all together. That used to happen before. Sometimes people would resonate with mine, or sometimes Brigitte, and then other times it would be like, I just resonated with the whole thing.
Yeah.
And usually we do pick up on similar energies, but might be a little bit tweaked in a different way. So just pay attention to that.
Thanks for clarifying that because I forgot.
I just remembered.
I'm gonna be reading and picking up stuff for that pile myself, and then we switch, and then Joey either adds up to things or vice versa, or there is something else that he's picking up, and just basically pick what it is that is supposed to be for you. And we'll catch you in timestamps. Hey pile one, whoever has chosen this key, we're starting with you. So Joey is going to start first. We haven't looked at the cards.
Will we show them this card?
Yes. We're going to show the main card that you have. It's the Algoliath Tarot, in case anyone is wondering. And you have the Ten of Swords as a main energy. And let's go.
Yes. So I'm going to put these to the side first.
Interesting.
Ooh. Okay. So what I'm picking up is that whoever this person is, they seem to have got their life together. They know what they're doing, and they sort of know how to play games. Sometimes it can be a little bit of, asking you to go on a date and do really romanticizing things with roses and stuff like that, making you feel and think that they're really, really feeling like they want things to go on a whole different level, and then all of a sudden you feel like sort of annoyed. I'm getting like really hot flushes. I feel like you feel like you're, how do I explain this? Falling in love with them really quickly, and it's kind of stressing you out. It's sort of making you not feel really certain about where things are going. These two cards look quite good, to be honest, but for some reason I'm getting like they're really good at charming you, and I feel like maybe it's something to do with you, to be honest. I think you're overthinking and overanalyzing who you are as a person, and they are in your life because they're trying to help you open up, but maybe they're not as bad as you might think, okay, is what I'm picking up. I think a lot of it is in your head, and you sort of need to clear the air with why you feel this way, and they're trying to test you, so in different ways. They're trying to test you to see how much you actually like them, but their gestures are sort of a bit confusing because it's out of the blue, it's very unexpected, and you sort of feel like they're playing a game, which I, again, do think that they are doing that, but it's not, it's for fun. Like, they're just trying to have a little bit of fun because they are quite busy in their life, and they just want someone like you who's quite independent and who is doing their own thing, but also they don't want it too attached. They kind of want to be their own person, but they sort of give off that energy of someone who's a little bit of a fuckboy, but they're not like that anymore, is what I'm hearing, because they're older now. They just still have that sort of energy about them that is quite charming. People really, really like their energy, and they get a lot of attention. So they're trying to teach you about your own insecurities, is what I'm feeling. And if jealousy ever comes up, that's something that you are going to have to be tested with a few times, I'm hearing, and you can't have them all to yourself is what I'm hearing as well. So if you want to start taking it a little bit further, you're going to have to say what's on your mind. You're going to have to say that, like, I don't really like that you know, go to places and meet other people without really telling me. If you don't like that, you need to voice that and say what you want the relationship to be if you want it to go further, because I am feeling that this is a romantic kind of energy, but it also could be just for small portion of you. It could be a boss as well with the Emperor energy. It could be a boss that's sort of giving you mixed signals, but that's for just a few people. But yeah, I'm gonna use these. So we have sound healing, okay, and we have answers. What I'm feeling from that, I sort of feel that maybe you need a little break from them for just now, is what I'm thinking. Because I think that with that 10 of Swords as well, I thought, like, I was getting a lot of, like, my whole body was getting kind of nervous, kind of anxious, and I think that when you think about them too much, your head just sort of goes in all different directions, and I think that now you are sort of having a break from all of that, and you're finding the answers within yourself. With the Strength card again, you're finding the answers within yourself to know what to do next, okay? Because you're making it more complicated than it has to be, and rather than listening to music that's quite maybe low vibe in the words, listen to more positive songs, because I think music or whatever you're listening to is reflecting and amplifying the energy more. So maybe just switching up your mood through music would help you find the answers. But a thing that me and Brie to actually do is we play a song and we shuffle it, and the words sort of reflect the situation. So if you do need to hear the harsh truth, then that will come up as well. But for anyone that isn't really interested in doing that, another way you can find answers is start listening to more positive music for yourself if you're feeling quite low and not in a good frame of mind. But yeah, that's all I'm really picking up.
You know, when you were talking, the song that popped in my head was by Highly Suspect, Human.
Yes.
That song.
Is that the one that goes dun dun?
I am human.
Dun.
I think that's how it's called. Okay, so now this might be a bit of a different story, what I'm picking up, or it could be an extension or maybe an addition to what Joey has said. So the first card that I have for you guys is the Ubuntu card, which says compassion for others. Now, I'm gonna go through an overall what I'm picking up here. So I don't know what has happened because there are so many people, so many stories. But this person came into your life in order to somehow for you to understand what is freedom like. So I don't know what has happened throughout that time. It seems like this is a little piece of a story that I'm picking up. Someone literally wants to be their own person. And every time they would start doing something, you know, like spontaneous action of some sort, or doing something that they just want to, you know, experience here and now, that's when anxiety kicks in with the 9 of Swords over here. So the anxiety in the flesh that you had is in my cards as well here with the 9 of Swords. Someone is thinking, you know, oh my God, what has happened?
I felt
what do I
it
need
really.
to do?
I couldn't actually talk at the beginning, if you noticed, because I was feeling very anxious. So yeah, that makes sense that that's there.
And the 6 of Pentacles, I don't always read reversals, but in this card, I'm picking it up like a reversed thing. What I want to say, I'm just going to be really brief here. This person walked into your life to somehow change. Now, this could be platonic, this could be romantic. Change the way you see love or relationships as a whole. And someone definitely gave maybe too much from themselves, and there wasn't equal either want to communicate, either equal give and take, something along those lines. Someone is very compassionate, and the other person maybe either, I'm picking up, maybe they didn't have enough time, to spend together, or they just didn't want to prioritize that, connection over here. Overall, somehow this person had to walk into your life in order for you to change the way you see connections. How it was before, how it is now for me. What to focus on for you after, you go through this connection. We have a success in love. That's why I'm saying changing the way I'm seeing relationships. What I used to do before, what I'm going to do now. And it's saying, let's approach it. That's what they're teaching you. Let's approach love and connections, whatever they would be, from a more chilled perspective, from a more grounded perspective. Almost like, okay, you are there. I know you are in my life, but I'm not breaking my back. Like the Ten of Swords here reminds me of the back, in order to make stuff happen. So I think this connection also maybe made you realize a bit more about people and their psychology and how the brain works, how past influences people, because I do believe that this person had something going on in their childhood where it made them who they are today. Maybe some of you want to change that around, but I'd always say when it comes to people, they have to do it themselves. I want to read the Ubuntu card here for you, Compassion for Others, from the book. I love reading this deck from the book. It says, what if you were solely defined by your compassion for others and the kindness you extended? How would your life look? And you know what that makes me think of, regardless of how this whole situation ended or how it's going, it's saying both people have to come from compassion, otherwise it might be chaos. Even if someone is effed up, even if someone, made a mistake, it's saying let's look at this from 360 perspective and let's understand why it happened the way it did. How would you conduct yourself if Ubuntu, humanity, was solely what you were noted for? Consider your benevolence can extend to other species and creatures. This is a time to empathize with others' journeys and put yourself in their shoes. See what I mean? For better or for worse. The girl pierces her own eye. Maybe some of you did that too much with the Six of Pentacles reversed. Too much compassion, right? And then you're like, oh damn, there is no compassion for me. The girl pierces her own eye with a leaf, and in doing so opens the window to her soul and learns from the challenges and the gifts of others' journeys. She is peaceful and reflective. There is no pain, only greater understanding and greater wisdom. Now is the time to notice others' struggles and help them. Listening with compassion and patience can ease the suffering of another person. Be defined by your willingness to put others' needs before your own, just as you would appreciate they might do in your times of need. So definitely someone was going through a really rough phase. There might have been a misunderstanding, if someone is going through a really rough patch and they cross paths with someone else, they might come across as an asshole sometimes. But I think communication and open communication would be the key here, if anyone obviously wants to communicate with this person. For now, I do feel like some of you really need to rest. Really need to rest and to come back on track when it comes to your sleep and your peaceful mind. I would put it that way. Now we have two more cards from, as I call it, self-care deck, which is called the Essential Oil Oracle cards. The first card that we have is called Inspire. The trigger statement says, I am stuck. And maybe some of you felt like you were stuck in this, some kind of a cycle, or stuck because of something that has happened between you two. True statement says, I am filled with possibility. Allow yourself to float up above any thoughts or emotions and see what is needed for you to process them and move forward. And the next card we have is Expel. So when I think of expel, I think of expelling anything that's been repressed, any emotion that is still left in your system that is not needed anymore, but understand it, let it flow through you. And trigger statement says, I am invaded. True statement says, I am pure. As you align with the frequency of peace, the invasions from outside yourself and dissonance within are neutralized. So I think I'm also like seeing by whatever has happened, there's an opportunity to strengthen your auric field or your energy field, almost like a shield, you know. I am empathetic, I am compassionate, but to a certain extent. So maybe some of you are learning boundaries and where it is that you stand and what can be touched and what shouldn't be touched in your life, or when it comes to your morals or values. So that's what I'm picking up with this one. Do you have anything to add?
No, it was really spot on, I think.
Okay, hopefully that resonated. We skip into pile 2. Bye for now.
Bye.
Hey, pile 2, whoever has chosen the stone, your card, we have the Two of Pentacles, that's El Goliath Tarot. And the Two of Pentacles is called the Juggling Snake. Okay, so I feel like this is going to be very straightforward. Regardless of what has happened between these two people, could be platonic. Could be platonic, could be romantic, doesn't matter. It feels like this person came into your life in order to somehow put you on a track or help you tune into your own higher self. Maybe some kind of spiritual practice, or you suddenly wanted to dive a little bit deeper to the unknown, meaning maybe your subconscious, maybe I want to say the cosmos, anything to do with spirituality really. And I'm also hearing don't shoot the messenger. I don't know for who this is. Read the message, but don't shoot the messenger. Now we have the Eight of Wands. This is the Triple Goddess Tarot. We have the Four of Swords, which I love in this deck. And I'm hearing for some of you sleep on it. We have the, we have the High Priestess.
The sun is making me blind.
You want me, wait, I'm gonna pull it down.
Is that too dark?
No, it should be alright, I think. Is that alright?
Yeah.
A little bit more. Here we go. So, okay, so that's somehow very connected to your spirituality, but this is about your own self, where you're going, what you need to do, what you need to focus on. And I'm picking up maybe some of you have been really busy in the past, and when this person walked into your life, somehow this person might have shifted you in your own self, literally, like into your own body, and your body is connecting to your higher self, and you feel like a whole person. Now, it might have been chaotic for some of you. This doesn't always happen in such a smooth way. Some of you are also in need to be a leader, either in this connection or in your own path that you walk in. And maybe this person somehow influenced that. It's very work connected. It's very, connected to either your mission, what you came here to do, or stepping up your game when it comes to work. And let's talk about the self-care cards here. So this is the Essential Oil Oracle deck. I love that. And we have a projection card to start with. Trigger statement says, my mind does not rest. True statement says, I listen to my higher self. You see? And the High Priestess is here, and the Four of Swords is here. It's very like this energy. And it says, look at each story that repeats itself in your mind as a stranger would. Ask yourself, is this true? So for some of you, maybe you realized after some time that, if you had a lot of synchronicities when it came to this person, that this wasn't really the point. The point of those synchronicities or whatever signs you were getting was to do about your own self and where you need to step forward to. What you need to do for yourself, for your own spirit, for your own soul. And maybe somehow, since you started getting into spirituality or practicing a grounded or graceful way of living, you suddenly realize that you can also help other people too. The next card we have is called Motivation. The trigger statement says, I don't know where to start. True statement says, I take action now. It's very action based though. It's like, let's go and let's get shit done. You will find clarity and the ability to create now. This is your time to make things happen. And then from Kipper deck, we have work and occupation card, and we have success in love. And when these two are combined, for me, I usually see a infinity sign, which says to me, this is exactly what this person came here to do. They incarnated to do this work. So even if you don't feel like you know what it is just yet, you might find it a little bit later on. And somehow this is connected to this connection of yours. Maybe this person said something or did something, and suddenly you are like, okay, maybe I want to read this book. Maybe I want to get more interested in this topic. It can be really anything. And then from the magic of your oracle, we have the opulence card, which says it is time to lead. And this one I'm going to read from the book for you. Let me find it.
I sip a bit of water.
Okay. It says, there is a great wisdom in going with life's flow and choosing battles, conflicts, and accepting change wisely and peacefully. Yeah, somehow this connection is putting you, asking you to experience a more balanced, grounded, peaceful life. There is also a time to assert your authority and trust your wisdom and leadership skills. People and situations are now looking to you for guidance. What did I say? Wear your successes and assets proudly. They are well earned. It's time to be a light so that others may follow. The girl of opulence wears the lavish golden crown of leadership. It emits a radiant glow and signifies spiritual enlightenment as well as earthly accomplishment. Being in an exalted position gives you the opportunity to be a wise leader and help others, much like happiness is only real when shared, and being exalted only meaningful when it helps others. This is pretty awesome. Look how all of these cards tied in. Time to lead and spirituality, the high priestess, the higher self, and the four of swords. Loving that. Enjoy.
Kind of tying in here
I'm
too.
gonna.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, pile number 2. So what I'm getting from just from the main card, which is the Two of Pentacles, I am sort of picking up that you're having to choose what kind of life that you want now, because we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this could be to do with that something is changing with your work, and you want things to be a certain way, and this person's sort of coming in to test you in ways that you didn't really expect. Maybe you want to, move closer to them, or maybe you want to just stop trying to impress other people, like friends, I feel, and more so working on relationships with someone that you might be very much interested in. Okay, so with the lovers, I'm sort of also feeling that this person's in your life to sort of, on a spiritual level, kind of test your senses, because I feel like the way that they are here, sort of like even the smell or just the heat of their body is sort of making you feel love in a different way. It's sort of just a connection that you can't even deny that you're starting to feel a certain way with this person. It's like you don't even really need to be looking with your eyes open to know that this means something more than you can even imagine. And I also feel like they're in your life to sort of trigger some of the past. So it might be to do with them, maybe something happened in their childhood and they're sort of wanting to break away from that. They're wanting to break away from the way that they were raised, and they want to become a better person. This also could reflect into your life as well, and bring up certain things for you. I think that what I'm hearing as well is that now is time to kind of grow up is what I'm getting, because this was reversed, but I'm just going to show you it upright. So maybe you were wanting this fun lifestyle all of the time, and you're sort of blocking off from having both. You don't have to choose one or the other. You can switch between these lifestyles, and your partner is open to just letting you do you. But you're making it a little bit too complicated sometimes, and you're ruining your own happiness because you're thinking that you have to choose, with the Two of Pentacles again, choose a lifestyle. And it seems like it's in all areas of your life, to be honest, with your work, your health, your relationships in general. I think you're being pulled out from underneath the earth right now. You're being pulled out up to the surface, and it's like, okay, you're fresh, you're ready to go now. It's like you've been harvested, basically, is what I'm getting. And it's like, this is now time for you to move on and do things that you deserve to do, okay? And this person that's in your life is making you make these decisions for yourself, but also it's a test. It's for them as well. You feel like you have to be on the same wavelength as them, and they also are going through their own things as well, their own changes. But what I'm picking up is that both of you are becoming more grounded, and because we have connect with the earth as well, you're becoming more grounded, and you're realizing that the version of happiness that you had envisioned for yourself was all about like going to festivals, being free, traveling with friends. Like, this card for me is not really a home card, it's more of a, my home is the earth. Okay, and that is your lifestyle if you want that. But also it's sort of saying that your higher self is kind of coming in and saying, why don't you just start to be happy with where you are, and when you find that, then you'll be happy wherever you are. Because I think there's a little bit of escapism sometimes with trying to just go out and go to different places because you're not happy with your current place that you're in. And that's why as well, this decision with this relationship can get a little bit complicated, because you feel like you also need to choose for them, or you need to think on them. What will they do if I want to do this or whatever? So the communication just needs to be a little bit more open. I think it's very slow. It doesn't really go anywhere sometimes with the Ace of Pentacles. It's like okay, we're getting somewhere, and then you're like, Two of Pentacles comes back in, and you're sort of thinking, okay, what next? I think you just get stuck all of the time, because again, it's about taking it to a whole different level. But that will happen in time. Once you both find your own individual happiness, that's when you will understand what both of you want to do, okay? But I do sense a very strong relationship. I just think that it's about to get a little bit more serious, and both of you might feel like you're not ready for that, but it's not coming with a sacrifice of, oh, my friends are gonna just disappear if I start getting serious. No, that's a limiting belief that you have. So kind of scratch that. And if your partner is saying that you're not allowed to meet your friends, then that is a problem. I'd say block it.
Them. Sorry, internal joke.
We have a joke. Yeah, block them if they're doing that. But to be honest, I'm not picking that up at all. I feel like your partner's very open, and they're also going through, again, similar situations to what you're going through from past. It's basically the upbringing that you have. You feel like you don't deserve this new one that's coming. It's like, this isn't, I'm from a small town, or we don't make it big like that, or whatever it is. So that's why I think that this big party, fun, adventurous lifestyle was not destined for you. You can have it in the future, but you need to sort out your shit now, and both of you do. But it's not major. It's just the communication. That's the main thing I'm picking up, is because I don't feel like there's communication. It's more of there's a lot of sensuality. There's a lot of, like, again, I keep feeling like you sniff each other or something. But it's like this, it's just a lot of senses, but not actually using words. Just kind of, it's like tantra kind of, or something like that. It's like very intimate, but you sort of, both of you kind of hold back with the talking. So that reflects as well into just your everyday life, because your sex life sort of reflects your relationship in other ways as well. So communication in the bedroom, if that doesn't happen, then it won't really happen when you're trying to resolve an issue. But yeah, we do have connect with the earth. So that's the last thing I'm going to say is take a walk every time you want to think on what you want to say, because again, I feel like in the moment it might get very passionate because you just both love each other. So taking a walk and then coming back and speaking will help with that. The nature and the signs around you will show you where to go. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, and we skip into pile number 3. Hello, pile 3. So Joey's gonna start.
I'm gonna start, but I feel we have different situations because just what I'm picking up.
Maybe one of them will resonate, or maybe you'll pick up pieces from both of us.
So what I'm getting from you.
By the way, whoever has chosen a feather, and your main card from Allegory of Tarot is the Ace of Wands.
So what I'm getting from this energy is this was reversed, the Queen of Pentacles. I sort of feel that right now, I'm not sure if there's some of you obviously who clicked on this video obviously have a person in their life, but I feel like some of you in this pile are more curious about like why, but then you don't really care. But I feel like deep down this is a major test, because I think a lot of you are feeling like you're Miss Independent, and you don't need no other partner in your life. You're like, I can just do what I want to do. I am able to just get by on my own. I do feel like a lot of you are into like witchy kind of herbalism. Did you have that? Oh, you have that. Okay, maybe we'll tie a little bit. I have aromatherapy, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But I'm just picking up that you like a lot of like those flowers. I see it here. Lavender and things like that, and you love aroma, like good smells, and you love like self-care, and it's all about you. You're really worked on yourself. However, now you're blocking, this was reversed as well, you're blocking what wants to come in, and it is a new relationship, but it's a relationship from someone who is very intelligent. However, you are trying to block them off by saying that they think they know it all. They're trying to give me all this stuff to think about, and it's annoying, and they're being like they're testing me in different ways. And I have the 9 of Swords as well. I do feel like some of you are maybe getting a little bit too confused about what this is. I think it's very simple actually, and the minute you open up and just get straight to the point and open up your awareness to what this all means, things will start to get easier. And I think that a lot of you are trying to do a lot of healing on yourself, okay? And you're trying to go within, and you're trying to do all of that, but this is a different energy for me. It's more so you can't really go any more within right now because you have to actually just get out and be a little bit more open and free, because I think this person has that energy to do that for you, okay? Because he's all about adventure, this masculine energy that I'm picking up on, and this was reversed as well. They are not trying to annoy you. They're actually trying to be a good person, and they see the good in you, and they want you to sort of do better. Do better.
Oh, there is a song maybe someone wants to listen to. Is by Stormzy.
I heard
called
it.
Do Better.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm sort of feeling, is that they're trying to push you into the best version of you that you can be. Okay, we also have lighten your load. You're not here to fix the earth. You're not here to try and do something for humanity. That's not what your purpose is right now, okay? We don't have a main purpose. Maybe we do, but I think that thinking about that just ruins things for you. It's too much for you to think about. We're not really supposed to. I feel like we die and then we know what we're supposed to be doing, to be honest.
You think that?
I feel like our purpose is we find it out at the end or something. So I don't really like to think what's my purpose. I like to think on what's my purpose for right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, because it was like, everyone has a certain niche. It's a niche.
Yeah, exactly. it's just because the energy of this, it sort of feels like you want to know with that light, you want to know all the way up. You want to channel.
Makes sense.
Do you know what I mean? You want to channel from the highest purpose for you. But this is, I don't honestly feel like you're too ungrounded, but with the Queen of Pentacles being reversed, you think you're grounded, but you're not all the time. And that's why you're being tested with this person. You have all of these black ravens here, all of these little fears, all of these kind of energies that are lingering in your aura that are testing you. And this light is actually this King of Swords. So he's actually coming in, and his force is strong, okay? And he has the black raven here, so he has been there. He knows what you're going through maybe on a spiritual level. Maybe it's not coming through so much in communication. I don't think so, because he's actually trying to break through the barrier. He's trying to get you out of your own thoughts of what this all is. It's quite simple, to be honest. And I think with the aromatherapy card, if you are into like witchy kind of stuff, aromatherapy, I don't think people should do spells on like trying to attract someone in. But if you like,
don't start marriage with kidnapping.
But I do think anyone that knows what they're doing, and it's simple, not these complicated ritual things. Someone who likes to put like perfumes, or knows how to make perfumes, and then knows how to kind of enchant it to kind of make yourself feel more chillaxed with approaching this person. So you spray the perfume on and set the intention that when I'm going to speak to them, it's going to be more loving and they're not going to be so forceful. But you need to also know that that force is for a reason. It's to get you out of your comfort zone because you've been there for a little bit too long. But yeah, again, last thing I'll say, stairs, okay? I'm just going to say it, this force, this swords energy with that Knight of Swords trying to break through the barrier, this is sort of trying to help you have an internal tower moment, okay? Because we're going up the steps, and here as well there's steps on that side, and because that was reversed, and this is sort of an argument maybe that had happened or a bit of conflict, that was for you to kind of crumble on the inside a little bit. So I feel like this is a strong energy, but it's going to really make you into a better person, even if they're not meant to be with you. I don't know, everyone's situation is different. Maybe it's just someone that you're not really in a relationship with, but they're kind of in your life, in and out. But yeah, I think this is a good energy, but it's a hard one to hear maybe for some people, but maybe yours is different, I think.
We do have similar cards, but I think the story is gonna be I don't know, we'll see.
We never know.
You started talking about the witches and you know, the witchcrafts and all those things. The first card that I have is actually a witch card from Magic of You Oracle deck, which I'm gonna read from the book. I do love the descriptions of these cards. Let's start from the beginning. This person is in your life in order for you to somehow connect to either your emotions or your sexuality a little bit more, to open up, to explore your own self. Now, this doesn't have to be only, you know, romantic relationships. Sometimes when you communicate with someone, you're like, oh, they're so, you know, like comfortable with their sexuality. And it somehow inspires you, and you're like, whoa, like maybe I'm closed off. Maybe there is something there for me to look at. For others of you, it can purely, we're starting with the Ace of Wands, it can purely be this energy that this person somehow triggers this fire in you, and you're like, I really want to explore that. I never had it like this before. And the whole reason seems to be for this person to cross paths with you in order for you to honor your femininity. That would be your intuition, that would be your self-care as well, how you stand, how you look for yourself. This is not about anyone else, right? how you stand, how you look, how you feel. Look at this Queen of Wands. She's like, hello. See, there's a lot of red color as well. There's a lot of passion coming through in this pile. And then we have Cups, which is emotions. But this card for me is very innocent. It's very like, should I talk about that, or am I too prideful for that? You know, there's that energy where I'm like, oh, I really want to explore this, but do I want to open up? Overall, if this is a romantic relationship, definitely there is some kind of breaking down the walls when it comes to bedroom, or when it comes to passion, when it comes to touch, even, you know, intimacy as a whole, I think. And this person also crossed your path in order for you to realize that maybe sometimes you're not accepting help. You're like, I'm good on my own, you know, I can do this. I have different tools like a magician to do shit for myself. But truly, this person is like, but let me help you out. Or this connection overall is like, allow people to help you. Allow collaborations to happen. Not even maybe necessarily with this person, but somehow by the way they are, or the way you communicate with one another, or you did, that triggers something in you. Maybe you're like, oof, maybe actually I need to bring in more people, maybe more tribe members, or maybe that has happened already for you, and you're like, damn. But overall, this connection is supposed to, and I'm seeing a change in the person. One of them sitting like this, you know, like, and the other one is literally like sitting up like that. So that's what kind of energy this person is bringing in, and that's what they have to do. Keep your head held high, I'm hearing. So maybe this is somehow connected to your self-confidence as well. I gotta be more self-confident. I have to honor myself a little bit more. Maybe my masculine or my feminine, especially feminine side, is neglected, has been neglected. What am I doing in order to honor it a little bit more? Now, from the self-care deck, we have Worthy card. Trigger statement says, I am ashamed. So maybe there's some kind of shame connected to vulnerability or intimacy that this person has to break down the walls. Look, it's raining so much now.
It got so dark so quick.
So dark so quick, you probably noticed that. Definitely some kind of a change. It's like a release has to happen. And true statement says, I am cherished. Message, there are connections to ancestral and childhood memories that are ready to be healed. Allow divine light to shine within. The next card we have is Ease card, and it's also a massage card, which is interesting. We have aromatherapy here. Trigger statement says, I have to make this work. True statement says, I am at ease with life. You need to ease your grip on life so that it can lead the way. Be flexible. Don't multi-manage the universe, this is saying. There is an outcome brighter than you can imagine. Now, as it's raining, I'm going to read the Witch card for you from
I'm in a daze looking out there.
It's pretty cool. Let's read that card out for you all. It's pretty cozy when it's raining.
I love it.
It says, this is the lucky card. When this card is drawn, a bonus appears in your life and key events and situations turn in your favor. Remember, luck is preparation meeting opportunity. Have you taken all available steps and made all authentic efforts to be prepared for that which you seek? The witch holds her hands gently over the crescent moon, a potent symbol of new opportunities and fresh potential. Her cupping fingers allow energy to flow unhindered. The raven sits upon a branch, pausing in its journey from the underworld to consider new adventures. Leaves of gold emerge from the branches. They signify comfort and beauty after periods of abstinence or loss. The witch knows herself and is not afraid of her potential and opportunities to grow and learn. In the moonlight, she willingly steps to the edge of the cliff and leaps, knowing that the natural way of the world will catch her and she will land exactly where she should. I also want to say
that message. That's so nice.
Yeah, I also want to say for some people, I do believe that maybe one of you, or you or them, or maybe both of you have children, because I have the young man in this deck and it reminds me of a child energy. Or maybe this is the energy who you're connecting with. We also have stress and fear, and we have expectation. So I think for some of you, you may be trying to say, oh, okay, I'm not expecting much from this, but then you may be fooling yourself. You're going to sleep and you're like, I'm thinking about this too much. I'm good on my own. I'm good, with what I'm doing, but why is this making me feel like I've never felt before? Or why is this, there's something also connected to the womb itself. So this person might somehow affect your womb, or again, there was some kind of abstinence happening before. Maybe this person is there to break you out of that abstinence, obviously, if you want that to happen, because it feels like someone has retreated for a long time and they have to come back to life somehow, come back to the earth. And with that Queen of Pentacles reversed, that's the first thing that I picked up. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys.
I just as well noticed the red dress, and that's tying into what she was talking about, sex as well, and that seems to be this card is connected to sleep as well, so bedroom. So the way that those two are tying in, kind of maybe will.
It's almost like saying explore your passions, explore the parts of you that you have repressed. That's why this person is in your life. And we'll catch you the next time.
Bye.
Hello tribe, whoever has chosen the fourth pile. The card we have for you as the main one from El Goliev Tarot is the Page of Cups, which is called the Sister of Roses. So I'm gonna start, and then either our stories will be similar, or maybe you're gonna be resonating only with one of us. So just kind of filter out messages. Why is this person in your life? To somehow make you see the light finally, to break through, to break free from some kind of a habit or a belief system, or maybe break free from them. All of you guys are different, many people, many stories here, but we're starting with the Devil. We have the Five of Cups, and we have the Chariot at the very end. So this is that energy where I feel like I want to cut out some kind of a chains, cut off the chains and break free and make myself visible to the world somehow. So I don't know what has happened before, but this person, however your connection went, platonic or romantic, might have been there might have been some kind of either codependency issues, or someone was holding onto the other one too tightly. And this had to happen for a reason, so that the change could happen. Someone had to be fed up with being in that vibe in order to say, hey, you know what? I gotta focus on freedom now. Maybe there's travel involved in this. I gotta break free from this. I don't wanna be controlled by this situation, either mentally, either maybe by someone else, right? Physically even. We have the main man from Kipper deck, and we have the abundance. And I think for a lot of you, after this connection, you might have noticed that you probably need to focus on your own either finances, either stability a little bit more. This person is in your life in order to trigger that. Okay, I gotta be my main person. I gotta be my main provider. I have to get my shit together, right? I need to focus on my bank more. And I think for a lot of you, you might notice that you start looking at money a little bit different. If this hasn't happened to you just yet, it might happen in the future. I'm seeing this cleansing phase as well, where I just want to, get rid of my demons, or whatever that would be. You have that? Clean your space. Okay. Tying in. Somehow this is gonna tie in. And maybe there was a time when you had to just sit with yourself, or observe the situation and say, hey, what is this connection teaching me? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling like I cannot maybe break free, or there is something unfinished? And someone had enough at one point, and they're like, listen, I'm leaving this. I don't know if it's a physical movement or it's a mental movement forward, but it's somehow leading you towards a much more abundant lifestyle, or doing more things for yourself in order for you to be more financially successful. Now, self-care cards. This is the Essential Oil Oracle cards. First one, we have Destiny. Trigger statement says, I am lost. True statement says, I do what I love. You see? And the message says, there is a path waiting just for you. Open your heart and mind so you can use it on your journey of fulfillment. There is a definite change once these people meet, and towards the end or conclusion of this connection, it's like day or night for me, to be honest. Journey of fulfillment, and it goes really, really nice with Chariot. You're gaining more respect, or maybe you are deciding to respect yourself more than before by doing something. And then we have Purification card. Trigger statement says, their opinion matters to me. And true statement says, I see things in a new way. And message, as you release external influences and energy, you will become clear with regard to what is needed. Someone really needs to break away from something here, like cut off those chains. This is not needed for you anymore. Magic of your Oracle, Epiphany card, reveal your gifts. And this one I'm gonna read from the book for you. I do love reading these cards from the book. Okay, Epiphany card. The girl of Epiphany is caught enjoying the sweet sense of her own success. You see, I can't make this up. But now it is time to share this success with the world. Have you been keeping something from others? Something that would surprise and delight them? The world wants what you have to share. Awaken your hidden talent. You are more than enough. There are hidden gifts, a new skill, new passion bubbling up, ready to pour out of you at this time, just as the gold pours out of the girls of Epiphany arms. What is a deep goal? Something you may have considered impossible. It's your duty to unveil and release this potential inside you. The time to act is now. The universe will conspire in your favor if you take action now. So I'm gonna leave you with this message, and I'm gonna...
It ties in a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm gonna start off with saying we have the Knight of Pentacles. This was reversed though, and in this card he's walking away. And I just want to show you the two cards together. If it's just like this, isn't it? So as you can see, the Pentacles is sort of going, it started off low here and it's going up, hitting its peak, and she's reaching for that dove. So it's like a nice, you know, flow. We go through a roller coaster, different versions in our life, and I think that this was a test for your abundance, to be honest. So that's again why I'm picking that up from what Brigitte was saying, is they were in your life to sort of teach you about what abundance means to you, and also what you want to reach for, what you find important in your life has come up now. It's come up to the surface because you realize that they taught you a major lesson. I'm not sure if they're still in your life, but I feel like, to be honest, with the Pentacle energy, I feel like you're on your own now, whatever you're doing, and you might have moved to a new place as well, and I think that might have been a very good decision. So you need to feel a little bit more content now, because your energy might feel a little bit like stressed or like uneasy because you're not used to this amount of abundance and this amount of peace. Again, reaching up is a big thing, so I'm hearing that, like, reach for what you want, reach for the highest thing possible, because that person probably made you feel that you couldn't reach for that, and now this is changing. And again, this was like one of those best one of the best relationships, because it tested you on a whole different level. She's reaching up for the dove again. The dove is one of those pentacles is red, so I'm thinking on the root chakra. So this was about stability again. You weren't probably as stable as you thought you were, and we have commitment. So there's I think that's a raven. It looks like a pigeon, to be honest. A pigeon, but the dove is over here. Okay, and this circle again, it's that on a spiritual level and on the physical level. Okay, so we need to feel stable in our soul, but also in our body. Okay, and that's what's happened, and that's what this person has sort of triggered and brought up for you. And now you're actually doing and having the space to do the energy work that you've always wanted to do. Maybe you wanted to just have a chill life, and this person was sort of the opposite. They were maybe a little bit messy. Maybe you're a very clean person and you like to be tidy, and now you are doing you and you're happy and you're like, I'm content with what I have right now. They also made you realize that what commitment meant before and what it means now. Commitment to you now is, no matter what, I will do what's right for me. I don't care who comes in. I will do what I want to do. And if they aren't open to that, I won't be angry with them, but I won't stop doing what I want to do. And that's the new you. This is a new version of you. So this is a new version of what commitment means to you. And that's what they sort of had to untie. Okay, with that again, they had to untie the knot, the trauma basically, and that they brought it up for you. So we have the 8 of Swords. I think that this person really made you have a good look in the mirror and realize, I don't deserve that and I'm never going to have a relationship like that ever again, because it was reflecting
those ties, like in my devil card.
Yeah.
Same.
You, to be honest, now I feel like you, because of the way that, again, reaching up, and in this card her hands are tied like this, it's like, I can't speak and I also can't open up. And now you're starting to learn how to love yourself. The last little thing that I want to say is, I do think that you need to kind of cut cords, energetic cords, because I feel like there may still, I don't think that you're stuck or you're, you know, attached to them or anything, but just for yourself, for your own self-love, it would be a nice little thing to do, which I was hearing, would be to go like by the ocean, and you can get as adventurous as you want. If you cry and you want to collect your tears and put it in a little bottle and just bury it in the sand and be like, that's it, done. Whatever way you want to do it. If you just want to go down and have a cry at the ocean and just give the earth that energy, because that's what this is all about, death and rebirth, and the earth knows that, and the earth does not have a problem with taking your negative energy. It actually has negative ions when we walk on the earth, and that's a positive thing for us. So there's no negative or positive in doing things like that. Going into nature and doing some sort of a little thing for yourself that's a little bit, you know, witchy or spiritual, would be a really good thing, I think, because you would feel the shift then probably the next day. You could even just walk into the ocean, and when you're walking in, let go, and as you walk out, it's the new you, and they're washed away completely. Yeah.
I just want to add on that. Sometimes people would say to me, you know, I want to cut cords with this person. I don't want to think about them, or I don't want to, you know, this person to be in any form in my life. And they do cut the cords in whatever way that they feel suitable, but they keep thinking about the same person again and again. This is not, cord cutting or doing things like that will not help you if you don't stop coming back in your mind to that person. It's going to renew the cords, right? Invisible cords for you. So make sure that you take care of yourself mentally first or emotionally first. And I'd say release an emotion of some sort. So either there has to be a forgiveness, you know, in order for you to start living a graceful or grounded life. Either there has to be an understanding of, you know, what this person come from power, you know, not being like, oh, damn them, you know, I'm feeling so hurt. It's saying empower yourself, forgive, and then the cord cutting could be the end goal, you know, like a dot at the end of a sentence.
Actually, that's why I said like something to do with emotions, because cord, I don't know if that works. I don't know if it works all the time, because honestly, this feels like it's about you. They're not holding you. They're not holding you by a rope. You decide, but it's things like that help you kind of
implement that.
Yeah,
right?
and it's to be honest, you're practicing this because it's about energy work. You're learning about energy now. So again, people think there's one thing that'll fix it. Anytime I'm doing any kind of energy work, I just use my intuition. Whatever I decide to do, I do, and I don't follow any like witch people or any spells or anything like that. I don't do that stuff. I do energy work, which is just like grabbing a piece of paper and writing my emotions down, maybe folding it up and putting it away, and then reading it again in a month and see, does that still apply? If it still does, then you need to maybe do something different. But again, you're so right, because like that whole cord cutting thing, I don't think it works. I've seen videos of people who have candles and then they tie a cord and they burn the cord, and I'm like,
well, for some people, I've heard that does work, but
yeah.
I think you have to be at a certain state emotionally
Yeah.
and mentally in order for that to, work. And also it depends on what kind of person does that for you, or what kind of energy you bring it into that whole practice. It's very diverse, it's very complicated, but make sure you're good on your own 1st.
Yep, the emotional body is more important first. To be honest, because that's the one you just got out of. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm finished.
Alrighty, we'll catch you the next time. Bye.
Bye.